So our first speaker is Julia Lynes. I'm going to let Julia tell you about her business, but she's a very, I guess, ambitious and impressive entrepreneur. Julia has achieved a lot in a very short period of time, and amongst her many impressive achievements, she was last year the president of Network Ireland, which is a significant organisation. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together for Julia Lynes.
Hello, everyone. Let's see if we get this right. Good evening. You can all hear me okay? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so thanks very much for having me. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here this evening and to be part of this event. Thank you to Aidan and the team at Smarter Egg for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here and just want to tell you a little bit about EazyCity, and in particular tonight what I'd like to talk about is the challenges that I have faced, or I should say we have faced, in taking the business, which is a small business, from one location to 3 locations. The particular challenges that come with that, and how company culture or creating company culture is really important in meeting those challenges, because it's something that I've worked quite hard at, and I found it's helped us to achieve a lot of success by really focusing in on that. So just to give you a quick brief background on myself and EazyCity. Basically, we set up in 2004. That's myself and my business partner, and we wanted to set up an agency whereby people who were coming into the city, if they needed some help, if they were moving to the city to have take up a new job, to find a job, to do an English course, to study, whatever it may be, that we could make it a little bit easy for them. So when we set up in 2004 in Cork, we decided to start providing various services, accommodation being the main service. So we provide flexible accommodation rentals for people coming into the city. And then as part of that, we provide a full service of going up to the airport, we pick them up, we take them, show them around the city, give them an orientation, a little bit like a relocation service, you could say. But we work with both individuals and companies. So we work with companies who need to relocate people, and we also work with individuals who are just moving around and moving around into Ireland and the UK. So we followed that with an office in Dublin in 2008, and in 2011 we opened an office in London. And it was all done very much on, I suppose, as you could say, on a shoestring. We didn't have a huge amount of budget for any of this. We just kind of kept going, and whenever we had a little bit of money, we took the next step, and sometimes even when we didn't have a little bit of money, we took the next step, because that's just, I suppose, what you do. And so we still provide all of those services. We do some complementary services, so we sell English language courses and au pair placements and other things that people might need, translation services for people who are trying to find a job, translating their CV, that kind of thing. And so the challenges then that would have come up as part of that, you would, I suppose, there's so many challenges that are thrown up for me when you're thinking about multiple locations. And one of the first ones would have been for me giving up control of who represents my brand and who's out there actually representing my brand, meeting my customers, who's on the front line. So you often hear the term, oh, hire right, and that's all well and good if you are a big company. But if you're a small company, a lot of the time you don't have the salary budget, or, you know, to be attracting the most wonderful people in the world. Not that my people aren't wonderful, because they are. That sounds really bad. But that in the beginning, you don't always have the budgets, or maybe the time. A lot of the time when you're looking for somebody, you need them now, and you need them to hit the ground running. You need to be already trained, and you don't have so much time. So sometimes you end up compromising. So you have to, I suppose, you're supposed to do the training, and you do your training and your manuals and your systems and your policies, and all of that is really important, and we do that. But I think one of the most kind of aha moments, I suppose, for me was more about understanding that we needed to create a culture so that the people that came to work for us were engaged and motivated, but kind of wanted to go on the journey with us. So I think that's what was more important. So we focused more on creating a company culture. And even though, it's an SME, there's 15, 16 of us in the company now, and even if we had only small budgets, we would spend it on investing in staff nights out, and getting the team together and that kind of thing. So I suppose to me that was extremely important, because I noticed very quickly, even within my own office in Cork, where I would spend most of the time, and then I travel and I spend some time in the other offices, I noticed a kind of a dip or a difference in standards of the service that they were kind of providing, and I needed to get that a bit more. I needed to make it better, basically across the board, because we provide a welcome. So part of our branding is welcome. As you can see, we focus on the "we welcome you," and it's all about the service that we provide. So they had to be really good at that, and they had to be really. It had to come naturally to them almost. So I remember one day coming downstairs in my office, and I have the office upstairs, the reception is below me, and I happened to come down to the printer for something, and one of the girls was dealing with a client who came in, and it was lashing raining, and the client was dripping, soaking wet, and I think she was coming in to get keys or something, and one of my colleague who was dealing with her said, "Oh yeah, they're being caught at the moment or something, it'll be 10 minutes if you want to come back." And I was at the printer, and I was like, no, I was kind of thinking in my own mind, no, offer her a seat, tell her to take off her jacket, it's lashing outside, you know? And so obviously I stepped in, not wanting to undermine anybody, but I kind of said, you know, why don't you sit down? I said, the weather's terrible, isn't it? God, yeah, you know, and just trying to be kind of more natural about it. But afterwards I spoke to my colleague and I said to her, you know, you really could have kind of done better with that. And it didn't even dawn on her. She didn't realise she'd even done anything wrong. And I was kind of like, and she's actually a very good, maybe I'm making her out to sound really, you know, crappy employee, but she's not. She's actually a good employee. She's very good at a lot of things. But that didn't come naturally to her, to give that warmth, that hospitality. She was kind of quite pragmatic about it. Well, they're not ready yet. They'll be ready in 10 minutes, so if you want to call back. And I was quite horrified at that. So that's really where I just set about, you know, definitely we need a culture in our Cork office. The culture is very fun, it's very friendly, it's very informal, we have a good laugh. And when I went to visit the London office there maybe a year and a half ago, it's a small open plan office in London, and there's about 3 or 4 of them working together, and it was all so, I don't know, low energy, or the vibe just wasn't right at all. It was very, very strange. And I said, no, we need to be getting more. They need to be communicating more. They need to be communicating with each other more. So what I set about doing was, one of the things was I started sending out positivity updates, what I was calling positivity updates. They're basically just emails that I send out every 2 weeks approximately. And I send them to everybody in the company, even if it's a junior intern who's just started with us or somebody senior, everybody gets it. And they basically get all of the news that's going on. We share with them as regards what me and my business partner are planning or what we're doing, what's coming up for the company, where we're taking the company, what we want to do next. We're planning to franchise the business. We're looking at opening an office in the States, in New York, and they become completely involved and engaged and bought into that. And we've seen a massive difference then in their reactions to us and the reaction to the whole business. I had a reply from a junior intern who I'd only literally just started with us. He's only like 21, and he was so excited to be part of this really dynamic, great company. And I was like, God, he's talking about our company. You know, it's nice to even hear it back. It's just, it makes it more real. So that worked really, really well. And then one of the other things I suppose we started doing was management days and sessions and getting people together. So that started out way back in 2004 when we started 10 years ago, with me saying, no, we need to have management meetings, and my business partner saying, what, there's only the 2 of us and we work side by side, why do we need to have management meetings? And I said, no, we need a management meeting, we need an agenda, we need to keep it all. And so eventually that turned into what are now kind of, you know, they were group training days, and now they're management days. So we would bring all the team together, and last year was probably the biggest year, where we brought the team from London and Dublin and obviously the team in Cork and those in accounts and marketing. We brought them all together to do some, obviously to review the year-end accounts and everything, and to look at sales targets and all that kind of stuff for the year ahead. But then we also organised, a swing dance lesson, and I had tipped off the dance teacher that the accounts guy, who can be a little bit difficult at the best of times, was not getting on very well with the manager in Dublin, and there was a lot of, snappy emails going back and forth. So I tipped her off, make sure you pair them together. We need to break down a few barriers there. We need to get them working a little bit better together. And so that it worked really well. And it actually, I think, yeah, that's the next one. That's the photo of us all doing our swing dancing lessons. And it worked really well. We got T-shirts printed saying, EasyCity Management Day, and a lot of stuff that we we spent money on that we didn't necessarily, we could have put it into other stuff, but I actually felt that this was really important and valuable to put it into this. And we went out for dinner, we got little trophies. We had surprised the staff with these little trophies, mini trophies that we got, and they each had a label. So they were each given a name. So we did it very tongue-in-cheek, and the accounts guy, like, as I said, he can be quite difficult. His emails can be quite bullish. He doesn't generally say, how are you, or how's your week going? It's just, I need this and I need to buy now. And so he got best email communicator on his little trophy, and just little things like that. But more than that, it brought everybody together, and we had really good fun over the 2 days, and I think it was really beneficial. And I've seen an increase in productivity, a huge increase in productivity from all of the staff from doing those things and from sharing with everybody the plans for the company, because those that are with us now see a real future for where they might end up. And I encourage them to be open about what it is they love doing and where they could see themselves. Could you see yourself in a training role down the line if one actually became up, if we grew big enough that we actually needed somebody to do a lot of the training full time? Or do you have more interest maybe in the area of HR or whatever? And because we can see the company growing, and we hope it'll continue to grow, so we're trying to kind of identify already those things. And so overall, the culture, the branding, the welcome, it all came out of a series of workshops that we had done on company culture and our core values and that kind of thing. And what came out of that, I suppose, was that we have a very strong sense of family. So I come from a family business background, so does my business partner, a couple of people that work for us do, and that we liked the feeling of actually having a family feel with the people that we work with. And it really wasn't about, very cliche kind of, oh yeah, we like to be family and fun or whatever, but those were the things that were important to us, and we generally do treat everybody that we work with, we feel like family. And so for example, just 2 weeks ago, actually, I don't know how I said that to you. Actually, I think maybe Adrian, you had called me, and I was in the middle of a bit of a mini crisis. One of our girls in London, she's the manager there, a great girl. She got very ill and was rushed to hospital from the office. 1 minute everything was fine. The next minute I got a call from the second in command saying, she's been taken into hospital. We had to get an ambulance, and they don't know. We were all very shocked because nothing like that had ever happened to us before, and she's fine now. Thankfully she's okay and there's no problems. But it was really nice to see that before you could even blink, the guys in the office had gotten a card, they'd signed it all, they were calling Interflora to get flowers sent to her from themselves. It wasn't me saying, you need to do this. And I said to myself, well, yeah, okay, now that really comes back. And she even said, she said she's actually French, so she had no family in London. And she said it made such a difference. She said everybody calling me, contacting me, and the guys from the office came before work in the morning and they came after work in the evening to check on me to see if I was okay, because she was in hospital on her own for a couple of days. So I suppose that means a lot. And it's nice and it's fluffy and whatever that everybody's friendly and everybody gets along. But I genuinely feel that small businesses should really spend more on investing in company culture and developing a company culture, because it's very beneficial for sales and productivity down the line. And I think that's more or less everything I wanted to say to you. I just wanted to share with you a little video. You'll have to forgive me because it's a Christmas video, and I know it's not the perfect time of year, but one of the things I suppose about having multiple locations and trying to get people to communicate and have fun is just doing silly things like this and just getting them to enjoy and getting them to, communicate a bit more, email each other, Skype each other, and they share a lot of knowledge. But, we would encourage them to have fun with it as well, because it's really important, because we are supposed to be a friendly, welcoming agency, and if everybody's miserable behind their desks, it's not really good for the brand. So this is something that we did. We filmed it in our Cork, Dublin and London office, and literally we don't have video cameras in every office or anything like that. It was literally my business partner went to Dublin, and then he happened to be going home for Christmas. He's Italian. He happened to be going home for Christmas, so he took the video camera with him, stopped off in London on the way, checked into the office and did the video, and then emailed it back so the guy in Cork could put it all together. So you will see anyway. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you enjoy the little snapshot of who we are at EazyCity.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas
EazyCity team!
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.